Right, so I got troops in the background. Sorry about that. I don't support Arsenal. I support Tottenham, but I like watching troops. Look what's on the tip. I don't even know what's going on. I don't even know what's going on. But okay, I just finished watching. What's it called, babe? Oh yeah, Judas and the Black Messiah. I just finished watching Judas and the Black Messiah, and all I kept thinking was NFAC. I'm watching Judas and the Black Messiah. All I'm thinking is NFAC, and I'm thinking the snitches nowadays, they're not like that. They're not like right up on you. Snitches nowadays have got their own platform. The ones that the government use now, they got their own platform, right? So just finished watching that death of Fred Hampton. It was very sad at the end and everything like that. But even though Fred Hampton was played by David Kaluuya, I felt I could feel it, right? I could feel the energy coming through the screen. Not in the same way that all of you guys have started to clock, yeah, with Cynthia Erivo playing Harriet and Cynthia Erivo about to play Aretha Franklin, dead. Just dead, no spirit in the role. No, on this one, even though Daniel Kaluuya is a British actor, I felt it. Do you understand? But yeah, really and truly though, that should go along with the philosophy of, you know, they're using black people that aren't American to try and disconnect from the spiritual feeling that you would get from that leader. They did that with Harriet Tubman so that your spirit would disconnect from Harriet, right? I think that's what they're trying to do with Aretha Franklin, because that's the tactic, if you didn't know. That's the tactic that the British and the Americans are employing to set black Americans off their culture. So I was a little bit, you know, even though Daniel Kaluuya is a British actor, obviously I'm British and I rep my British actors, and the British actors are going to America and getting famous because they're better than the English actors, and the English actors don't like the shame, and the casters don't like the shame. So they go somewhere else and then they become international stars, while their compatriots over here who got the job, who's much more respected, well, they're still kicking around on low budgets. But that's how it goes. We all know that's how it goes. When you're a black person of class in the UK, they very rarely will let you have the opportunity, so you have to go somewhere else. The only reason I'm talking about this is because I've literally just come off the dynamics of the traitor and the coon, right, from that movie. And haven't we just had that? Didn't we just have Preeti Patel go viral being called a Paki? Did she go viral by Jake Henderson? And it's a kick in the teeth for all of those black MPs that just came out and said, take the jab, take the vaccine, right? And then literally days after that, we find out that the Ford report, the investigation into anti-black racism in the Labour Party, that's been kicked down the road indefinitely. You look stupid. But I tell you what looks more dodgy. And respect to the names on that list, fair enough. But as I said, just swimming against the tide. Like at least you committed your names to it. Do you know who didn't commit their name to that list? Who didn't? Right, the one who's supposed to be fighting for Caribbean people, but didn't say shit when people were getting deported. But then when everybody found out people were deported, oh, this is outrageous, rare, I'm gonna go to Parliament, rare. Yeah, we're talking about fucking David Lammy. So, when the coon of coons on the Tory side, Preeti Patel, goes viral, you all know, like the black cop in Boys in the Hood, you got to come back doubly as hard. You got to come back doubly as racist, right? Well, we saw that with Preeti Patel come out and say stuff about Black Lives Matter, right? Well, guess what? David Lammy's name is not on the letter of disgust composed by MPs about the Ford report getting kicked back indefinitely. David Lammy's name is not on that, unless there was another page. I just said on Facebook, like, before I make my video, is there like a page that's missing? Because there's a name strangely absent from this list of people concerned about anti-black racism in the Labour Party. Whose name wasn't there? Right, so here's my thing. When you've got a coon on the right and a coon on the left, and everybody started to go, hey, you're a coon on the left and you've gone viral for being a coon on the right. What does white supremacy have to do? You gotta bring these coons together to beef. It's old as the fucking hills. It's old, man. It's an old tactic. So now I switch on my computer and I see Preeti Patel versus David Lammy. Now hold on. My spider senses are telling me this is coon v coon. Yeah? Charade. This is a coon versus coon charade for you. David Lammy's now going to be so outraged and coming in 2 peas in the same motherfucking pod. But I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong, but that's how I start these videos. I give myself the opportunity to be wrong because I'm going to go in the spirit of how it is. Let me click on this. Let me click on this shit because you're going to hear it when I hear it. Boom. No bullshit. Let's go. Personally, I think the play is really easily seen. Coon on the left versus Coon on the right because the public are starting to see, right? The public are starting. David Lammy's name was absent from the list on the Ford report, the Ford inquiry into anti-black racism. He was all over the anti-Semitism. Oh, he was all over the anti-Semitism. When it comes to his own black ass and other black people like him, his name's not on the fucking list. His name is not on the list of MPs outraged that the Ford report into anti-black racism has been delayed indefinitely. David Lammy, where's your fucking name on that? So, that being the case, I'm thinking, right, David Lammy, you're cooning out. I did a video pointing whose name is strangely absent from this list. David Lammy's name is strangely absent from the list. So, you're being exposed as being a coon. So now you have to do something. Right, well, let's hear the WWE, yeah? Because it's WWE. This is Kane versus The Undertaker. Aren't they brothers? No, but Kane hates The Undertaker today. Oh, all right then. That's what's going on here. Let's hear this bullshit. I might be wrong though. I might be completely wrong. But I'm going off the spirit. It's blind reaction. Coon on the left versus sellout Coon on the right. And they're going to make them beef because because David Lammy's embarrassed now because his name is not on the list of black MPs concerned about anti-black racism in the Labour Party. His name's not on the list. So, with that shame, he now has to beef Preeti Patel, right?
Rather than debate the subject at hand, which is the pandemic, the management of the pandemic, the recession, and the range of other issues that matter to people, she's now deliberately going after Black Lives Matter, raising issues on the statues. And this is deliberate. It's a distraction. And it's wicked. I've got to tell you, it's wicked.
Really? What other stunning insights have you got for us, David Lammy? Oh, it's a distraction. Wow. I'm so glad we voted you in as an MP for that stunning perception there. Stunning perception.
You know, what was Black Lives Matter about? It was following the killing of George Floyd in 8 minutes 46 seconds on our screen. Last year, it was the only other issue other than the pandemic that really caused global concern. And people marched all over the world. Yes, they marched in the UK, but they also marched in Sydney. They marched in Paris. All over the world, there was a global movement about this issue because I'm very sadly all over the world.
Well, you know what? You should have been prominent because you should have been the clarion cry for the Windrush generation getting deported all 5-6 years ago. Right? You should have been saying that shit 5-6 years ago. Not when it gets into the mainstream media, David Lammy. Now you can capitalise it. Oh, we were here struggling. Let me carry on.
There are still issues of structural, systemic racism that exist in our society and exist in all of those societies.
No, wait. You mean the Labour Party, David? The Labour Party, David? The Labour Party, fucking hell,
that flow from that great sin and lie that was perpetuated hundreds of years ago that suggested that one group of human beings were more important or superior to another group of human beings. And the issues still ricochet. Yes, in the United States, because of the proliferation of guns, it is particularly horrendous. But, you know,
you know, this is not impressing me. This is just right now. This is just babble. I mean, I'm sure this is going to seem very statesmanlike to one or two middle class Karens out there. But as far as I'm concerned, I ain't heard shit from your mouth yet.
In our own country, we saw that young female athlete Bianca Williams being pulled out of a car with a baby, causing real concern. We heard this terrible story of these two young black women murdered in northwest London, and their mother, Mina Smallman, who had been a priest in the Church of England, deeply pained because we found out that the police officers had taken selfies of those girls. We heard Dawn Butler and her experience, my fellow MP colleague.
Hang on a second. Is that all you have for coppers that take selfies with dead bodies? It's disgusting. It's abhorrent. It's demon-like. It's devilish. You won't go there, though. All right? We just have to stay on the platitudes. Right? Very much platitudinal level here. Right? Carry on. I'm waiting for something.
Stopped and searched time and time again. And yes, there was a debate about...
But in Tottenham, yeah, in the 80s, when all of us black kids were getting stopped and searched, you weren't getting stopped and searched though, David, were you? Because you went to St. Paul's Catholic school, and then dodgy Father Ken the priest got you a scholarship out to America, didn't he? So you weren't even fucking in the ends when it was going down in Tottenham, were you? But you're talking about this like you have a connection. You weren't even fucking here. Don't make me pull receipts.
Why we've still got statues honouring people like Colston, who murdered millions of people as a result.
Yeah, it's the slave trade, damn it. Just get on with it. It's the slave trade. Oh, no, no. Wait, so you didn't know this 10 years ago, Lammy. You didn't know this 15 years ago. Your outrage is only now for the problem. But you didn't know that when you got into politics, no? Because I fucking knew that 20 years ago. No, but you see, the thing is, you know, he has to react when it's right, when it's pertinent to
him. Sorry, not just him alone, but him and many others who were involved in the slave trade. And of course, the question is, why have we got these statues up? Why have they not come down?
Don't be stupid! Why have we got these statues up? Because we live in a white supremacist apex culture, England, that used to have its own empire. Stop asking stupid questions. Okay, you know, you build things like Marble Arch and Trafalgar Square to represent victories in war. Why have we got this? Because they enslaved you black ass. And you're acting as though you didn't know this before you got into politics? Why? Why? Actually, this should have been an inspirational drive for you to get into politics in the first place. It's not like this happened yesterday, David Lammy. Why? Right? This is all charade. Right? LBC bravado. Okay? I'm still waiting to hear something.
Why don't we teach this history properly in our schools?
Because black teachers like me get racially harassed out of schools in your borough and you do nothing about it, David Lammy. Black people that grew up at the same age as him, in the same class as him, being racially harassed and kicked out of their jobs in the same borough that he grew up with, and he's done fucking nothing. Fuck you, David Lammy. Please, someone share this. Make sure his fucking ass sees this.
Those were the issues, and yet again, Preeti Patel, probably because she's trying to wind up her base, because she's looking down the road at life after Boris Johnson.
No, Preeti Patel went viral being called a packy. Now she's got to go hard, double hard, harder than the racists, okay? In case they feel that she feels offended and becomes a fifth columnist. That's how it goes. It's old as the hills. Just got done watching Judas and the Black Messiah, for fuck's sake. Hey, why? Hey, why? This is, if you're American and you're watching this, please don't get conned by the British feigned ignorance. Really? I just don't know. Why is this? Please don't get... Because they fucking full well know. But it's all part of the British theatre. Why? I mean, and what would possess someone to do something like that? When you know fucking well what possessed them to do something like that. It's all part... But this works for middle-class white people. All of this... Really? That works for middle-class white people. Don't fucking work on me. Clearly.
Johnson and running herself to lead the Conservative Party is using this as an issue.
Sorry, whoa! Sorry, what happened? Sorry, did anybody understand anything? Let me play that again. Oh my God.
Of structural systemic racism that exists in our society and exists in all of those societies.
We know that.
That flow from that great sin and lie that was perpetuated hundreds of years ago that suggested that...
What great sin and lie? All of this stems from a great sin and lie. I thought it stemmed from international slave trade, David. Great sin and lie. No, it's the enforced domination of your fucking people.
One group of human beings were more important or superior to another group of human beings. And the issues still ricochet. Yes, in the United States, because of the proliferation of guns, it is particularly horrendous. But, you know, they're in our own country, we saw that young female athlete, Bianca Williams, being pulled out of a car with a baby, causing real concern. We heard this terrible story of these two young black women murdered in northwest London, and their mother, Mina Smallman, who had been a priest in the Church of England, deeply, deeply pained because we found out that the police officers had taken selfies of those girls. We heard Dawn Butler and her experience. My fellow MP colleague stopped and searched.
Your fellow MP colleague whose boots you're not worthy to fucking clean.
Time and time again. And yes, there was a debate about why we've still got statues honouring people like Colston, who murdered.
A debate. You're a fucking black British MP, yeah? You should be at the fucking spearhead of that conversation. You should be the person talking about reparations. David Lammy, you should be the person talking about reparations, right? So fuck off with your shit. If you're not, where's your conversation about reparations, David Lammy? Why, as the black man from Haringey, Tottenham, David Lammy, why do you not have reparations on the table, David Lammy? Why do you not have reparations on the table? Why is that not your number one go-to? Oh, David Lammy, here comes David Lammy, the representative. Why is that your number one thing? Why is that not your number one concern on this side of the fucking ocean?
Murdered millions of people as a result. Not just him alone, but him and many others who were involved in the slave trade. And of course, the question is, why have we got these statues up? Why have they not come down? Why don't we teach this history properly in our schools? Those were the issues.
Part of British feigned ignorance. I'm going to be a racist. I'm going to be more racist than racist. Then this guy is going to side with those racists and go, why do we have this racism? Why are they honoured? Why does Cecil Rhodes have a statue? I mean, why do we have these things up? It's just so outrageous.
Issues. And yet again, Priti Patel, probably because she's trying to wind up her base, because she's looking down the road at life after Boris Johnson.
You better be looking down the road about life after being a fucking MP, David Lammy, because I guarantee you ain't going to walk through fucking Tottenham and Haringey. People will come and see you, my friend. What the fuck have you done?
And running herself to lead the Conservative Party is using this as an issue.
What was that? What was that? Did anybody hear anything? Did anybody hear one thing? What did he say? What did he say? This pissed me off, man. I just saw them together there, and I said, right, I'm gonna have to record this because this is some bullshit now. Right? Now remember, hold on a second. Let me drop a receipt. Hold on a second. Right, remember, only recently, we've just had the report out on Ford, the Ford report or the Ford inquiry, saying it's going to be kicked down the road indefinitely. And then I presented to you a list of black Labour MPs who were concerned about the report into anti-black racism. Didn't David Lammy pipe up with his big bald and fucking say something about anti-Semitism with Jeremy Corbyn? Didn't he pipe up about anti-Semitism? Didn't David Lammy pipe up about anti-Semitism with your fucking roll in the top of your fucking nose? Yeah? Didn't he pipe up about anti-Semitism? Well, here's the one about anti-black. Look here, look, all the MPs who are concerned about anti-black racism. Look all the MPs. Diane Abbott, Dawn Butler, Marsha D. Cordova, Florence Shalomi, Kim Johnson, Clive Lewis, Chi Owura, Kate Asamoah, and Belle Ribera, whose name's not there. You fucking rubber fucking squash your fucking face together, fucking fool. Why is your name not on that? You traitorous son of a fucking bitch. I tell you what, yeah? Everybody go and watch Judas and the Black Messiah. You go watch Judas and the Black Messiah. That's your fucking homework for this week. Go and watch Judas and the Black Messiah, right? And then you're going to see what we're fucking up against with some of these Negroes.
I am the king and will not be. I am the king and will not.